Welcome to Te Kepi Via. Today we're going to be checking out a groovy little app called TribeXR, and this is all about virtual DJing. Yeah, you heard me right. This is a virtual DJ. It's not really a game. Is it a game? It's so fun. But is it a game? I don't know. It's an experience. If you ever wanted to feel like what it would be to be a DJ, to just mix tracks, not necessarily be famous and all that, but to be able to mix tracks, well then I recommend sticking around and seeing what this one is all about. Now before we jump into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Literally only about 7% of anyone who watches my content engages with it. Now getting those subscribes and comments really boosts my motivation at a fundamental level to keep these pumping out. And at the moment, on average, I'm doing 1 a week, but I do want to do 2, 3, 4 a week. So if you do like it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's jump on into TribeXR and work out whether you want this one to be a part of your collection. Welcome to TribeXR. This is one of the environments that you kind of plug into. This is the subscription, one of the environments in the subscription. Now, if I hit the B button on my right controller, it brings up the menu system. Tap on home. This is it. This is the menu. Basic, real basic, and I love basic menu systems. Now, just focusing on home, work our way across. So you got your how-tos, you got lessons, join discourse, restart session, that's what we're in now, achievements, and friends, who's online, things like that. Now, if we quickly just go into lessons here, this gives us a breakdown of all the VR lessons that you can kind of go into, which we'll talk a little bit later when we kind of get to the content section. Back to home, though, moving across to music. So you've got the track packs. Now, the first 4 track packs, they include in the base game. So it gives you an idea of the amounts, and then these other 4 are included in the subscription. I am curious to know if they will continue to add more track packs for the people who do subscribe to the subscription over time. It would be nice to think so. So time will tell in that regards. My Tracks is where you kind of download music that you already have onto your Quest headset, which you can then access. Playlists, pretty self-explanatory. SoundCloud is where you can kind of jump in and link your SoundCloud account, where you might have created playlists of your own tracks, etc. Let's just go into the free playlist. Big shout out to Tribe and SoundCloud for giving us some free tracks to kind of play with. Fantastic. As you can see, the amount they give you, it's not just 1 or 2, it's a good amount. And then hip hop, bam, bam, look at that. Okay, history, as well as analyze. We can analyze the tracks. Just quickly go back to, as an example here. When you analyze, it kind of gives you a breakdown of beats per minute, as well as the, what's it called? The tonality, the key of the track. So if we go up here and open that up, that then gives us the key chart. Okay. And if you kind of start with 7D and then you move to a song that's 1D, they're going to clash tonally, sonically. So you kind of want to make sure that you're working in the rules of the key chart. Plenty of stuff on YouTube explaining that. You can also go into here and sort your playlist by key. So ultimately, this is what I do. I want to focus on the mix itself and not have to worry about so much about tracks and keys at the moment. I just want to get my head around all of this in front of me. So I move it into key order, and I just work my way through the list, starting wherever I want, and just loops around. Okay, so that's kind of the music. Moving on to content. So you got your equipment. Now on the free one, it's the top one there, and then below that are the 3 other ones: the Pioneer C DJ 3000, the 4 decks, vinyl decks. That's all part of the subscription model. It would be, to be honest, I didn't mind about that. Okay, the music though, quickly going back to the music, it would have been cool to get more bass layers for the music in the actual main pack to begin with. Reason being is I kind of ran through what they gave me, and then I was like, oh, now great, I now need to upload my own music or create a SoundCloud account, but isn't that, I also got to find the music and organize the music and things like that. And I was like, man, I just want to focus on mixing at the moment. And I was getting bored of what they'd given me, so it would have been cool to just have all of that on the bass pack straight away, and I could kind of roll through it, and I wouldn't get bored so quickly. Okay, getting back to content. But the decks, I was quite happy to stick to the 1 deck. I mean, there's so much to learn on these decks and to master your craft of DJing, where, cool, if they want to add 4 decks into their vinyls and this Mac Daddy, the DJ 3000, as part of the subscription, I'm personally okay with that. Okay, just more music. Skins would have been cool on the bass pack, but, you got to get the subscription for that. Custom skins, you can upload your own and add it to your own decks. Avatars, you have a good array of avatars to pick from. You can go into the Create Ready Player Me avatars, make your own, upload it into here. I've just got the stock on at the moment, just a white, ceramic looking dude. Environments. Okay, so this one here, I'm just going to load into it now. Cool. Collapse the menu B. This is what comes in at free, okay? And you're jamming in here, and after about 5 hours, you kind of get bored at looking at the same scene, hours in, hours out. So it would have been cool to also have these as part of the base pack as well, okay? And now we did see the Desert Lounge. We're going to move on to this one over here. Lodato. I think I've read that right. Lodato Lounge. Cool. Collapse there. How cool is this, eh? Now, out of all of the graphics in this particular game, there's a little bit of aliasing on the decks here, but it doesn't really take away from the fact of mixing, just to let you know. Insofar as this room, though, there's definitely a bit of aliasing going on. I'm not a fan of aliasing in games. I'd rather have it a bit softer, purely because it creates a flicker and it draws my attention to it. I don't want to be drawn, to look at something when I just want to be looking at what I want to look to inside of a VR environment. This environment is very cool, though. Look at that. Got a cityscape around us. It looks like it's a sunset. Could even be sunrise. Been DJing all night. What I would love, and I don't want to take this next comment is, I don't want to take this definitely away from the team at Tribe here. But it would be cool to have flying cars, though, I have to say. Flying cars or something, as well as lasers coming off the top of the buildings, in time with the music, or the build up to tracks, not always, but, to kind of bring a liveliness and an extra dimension to this environment. Back out of here, go Polygon City. Let's load that one up. This is a fun little rooftop. Close that down. Little rooftop in Polygon City here. I love it. Playful. Fireworks. I think fireworks instead of lasers. And for this one, fireworks shooting up above you. And then slowly kind of coming down. Or even just shooting up above you would be cool to kind of add to this particular environment. On all of them, you got your visuals behind you, which you can kind of upload videos to or green screen out. When you're streaming, things like that. Now, I believe as of yet, you cannot record your own sesh, except through the quest itself. It would be cool to be able to kind of set up a couple of cameras or just say record, and you can press a button to move between the cameras you want to move to when you're recording. That would be cool. Let's jump on this hip hop ride, the last environment they give you on the subscription model. This is it. Collapse that. Bam. We're hippity hop ride. The decks, the background. You got some make-believe marketing, I believe. I'm going to guess pretty confidently. I think they could get away, though, on this particular one to have some real marketing, as much as I don't want to say that, but, as long as it fits in with the real theme of the whole DJing culture, I think they could get away with it. I don't want to be paying for a game and then plugged into this blatant, pop marketing, but if there are some brands out there, you can throw Pioneer up there, you know what I'm saying? Something, to kind of work. I think they could do that. Personally, that's just me. I might get some kickback from the community and just the VR crowd in general. But I mean, hands down, I don't want to be seeing blatant marketing through a paid game application, just to be clear on that. But up there, I think it could work. Anyway, that's it. Look at that. We're kind of going through a city here. Would it be cool to get more houses in between? But it works. It's a trippy sensation as you're moving through here. I like it. All right, let's just kind of jump out of here. Let's go back to Desert Lounge. I just like the look of this one. And I once again, I don't want to be taken away from these environments because they are kind of fun to be inside of. In this particular one, how cool would it be, though, to maybe a few birds flying around up top there. Nothing fancy, just a few. But to be in like a landscape that's like a hyperlapse landscape. So the sunrise and sunsets, every 30 minutes, every 60 minutes, the moon comes up, the stars, and then it kind of, the tonality, the sunrise tones and then the sunset tones. I think that'd be quite cool. And you can sit here and you can look down at a mix, look up, and it's another time of day, and it's just whizzing around you. Only in VR can that happen. I think that'd be very, very cool. Let's bring up the menu here. So we've got on content, lessons. All right, let's jump into a lesson. A very, very quick lesson, okay? Start lessons here. We're not going to go through the lessons. All I want to do is just introduce you to how the lessons are laid out. That the way they kind of do it, I think, is really, really good. So,
welcome back.
Welcome
back,
man.
My name is Coach Hoppa. It's good to see you. We are going to get deeper into a new lesson all about loops. And before we get into showing you how to use loops in the mix, I first want to be able to break down what a loop is, and then be able to even show you how we can manually create a loop as well. So, first of all, most of you already know what a loop is, but a loop is taking a particular section of the song and having it replay. And it'll keep going. And that length of time that we set for the loop is really important. So we can make a short loop, we can make a longer loop. We want to be able to identify the in and the out point. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. But I do want to show you how we did this before all of this technology existed, like way before VR, before software. We were using vinyl turntables, and there was no loop button. Like, the way that you had to loop something was by manually doing it. So I wanted to show you that real quick. Can I show you that real quick? Let me show you this real quick. Okay, so got a song queued up here. And you'd have the same song, one on each side, and then you would be playing a song, right? This would be playing. And then I have the exact same song, and what I would do is I'd bring it in here and keep the loop going. And we're going to start this over, and we're going to start this section over again. And so this is the beginning of essentially like a beat juggle, right? We're keeping the loop going. And in this case, I was letting this play for, I think that was probably 4 bars. I was letting it play, and then I switched it over. It might have been 2 bars. I was just in the groove. I was moving. I was in it. So I don't even remember what the length was. But we do need to know the length here. So let's say we go back to the very beginning. Let's go back to the very beginning of our track. And let's play. If you look over here on the deck, you see that I've got an in point and an out point. So let's go ahead and hit in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, out. You see how that's 4 beats? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's say I want to make it longer. Well, I can come over here, and this button right here says 2x on it, so it's going to make it longer. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2.
Now, I'm going to stop that, okay? I was hoping it would just pause it, but it's now kicking me back out and into my pad. But that's kind of how the teaching works. You got the hands in front of you. Somehow I've got an extra turntable that's just popped up. What's going on here, right? Content, equipment. Click on that. What's going on, eh? Close that. Restart session. Yeah, man. So I did something there. Anyway, so that was the lesson that was kind of rolling through, and you got the resident DJ in front of us. You know, you lean in, you just see the hands moving over the decks. He talks about the concept, shows you how to use the deck in reference to that concept, and then you give it a go. When you're happy, you move on to the next lesson, the next lesson, the next lesson, etc., etc., etc. Now, when you are interacting with this deck, it's got my hands in front of me, we've got little balls, and when you kind of move over something, it highlights up. Just so you know, so let's bring that back a tad, and then you can use your grip fingers or your trigger fingers to click on it, and then you can drag it up and down. Boom, give it a rotate, and you get some feedback happening through the controls with vibrations and things like that. Just so you know, bam, bam, click, click, twist, twist, slide, slide. Okay, so that's how you kind of do the lessons, and that's how you kind of interact with the desk, and it all feels pretty good, to be honest. Now, one thing I have found is, you know, you're not going to get that intense tactile experience you are going to get with actual decks in front of you and the tactility of moving around and twisting exactly the way you want. Okay, I have found at certain times when I kind of bring my hand down here, I'm looking forward, but they bring it down here to the mix. You know, I'm not grabbing it as I would expect. Okay, so you kind of come back, you got to boom, you got to definitely focus more on what you're going to be doing. Okay, but overall, it's very, very cool. Okay, let's kind of bring that back up again. We've got content, back into content, lessons, track packs. So this is what you get, those additional 4 track packs that we saw in the music. With the subscription, you got the Tribe Plus. That's it. Okay, so it's $4.99 a month US. Work that out in your own currency in your own country. But you kind of get, more mixes, more environments, skins, etc. Now, like I said, I would have liked to have seen the environments included in the main pack. I would have also liked to see those music packs included in the main pack as well. But they're not. Okay, but it would have been cool if they were, just going to boost up that value. All right, let's move on here. You got video call. You can kind of, people can go to your website if you are streaming and you have kind of started your call. People can watch you, interact with you. It's a video call. You're kind of DJing in your environment and people are watching you on their computers and tablets. Okay, rooms. So you can create a room. You got public rooms, friends, and invites. You can kind of jump in. There's the room now going at the moment. Visuals. So just to go turn on camera, selfie camera. Okay, so this is effectively, I'm assuming if you're live streaming, you can then create a selfie camera, sit it there, and you can kind of grab it and move it around, things like that. Or you can just tell the system itself to do a camera angle that you design. It just kind of sits there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, and you can also, let's just do front. You can also then set up your background to be keyed. So when you're streaming, you can then throw in a background that you want, which is very, very cool. You can hide avatar, you can hide the room, but then keep the background on. So you can mix and match what you kind of want to do there. Okay, visuals. Here we go. I always seem to forget this bit. So up here, you can upload videos and GIFs to extra to play on your background. I like it. Very cool. Settings, visuals. That's it. Okay, settings, equipment. Just moving to this one. So that's apparently that's 160%. I did think it was a little bigger than normal. I mean, I've never seen these in real life, but I think pretty big. But you can actually shrink them down to 100%, and you can kind of interact with it that way, which is not bad. But being in VR, they realize that the tactility. Can't even say the word now. It's not like real life. So they've kind of worked with that by kind of increasing and decreasing that. So you can kind of work with what you got. I work on the largest one. I just punched my chair there. It's just me just losing myself in the VR world. What have we got? And you can add additional. This is once again on the paid subscription. You can kind of add additional decks if you want to kind of mix with those decks. And you probably then want to shrink it down a bit so you're not running left and right and across the room. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Done. Settings, equipment, audio inputs, low sensitivity grab, auto grabs. So that's cool. Let's just hang on. What's going on here? Auto grab. Automatically grab controls while holding trigger. Oh, there. That's cool, man. Oh, I like that. Yeah, to be honest, I'm okay just grabbing, to be honest. Grabbing controls with both triggers. Okay, so you now need to use both. No. I don't know. I haven't selected it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, okay, so you can be more... That's very unsensitive. Rumble sensitivity. Okay, no, don't worry about that. Anyway, so different ways in which you can get different tactile experiences moving on there. Settings. Okay, moving on to updates. It gives you a list of updates that are kind of rolling through. To be honest, I like that. Sometimes I actually jump on and try and research what updates recently happened and I can't find the information. So good on them for kind of having that there. This little bar in front of you can grab it and lift it up and down to get the kind of height you want of the deck itself. I usually have it, I guess it just feels natural where I had it done. Excellent. So that's it. So that's kind of a run through of Tribe. This is my suite. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you on the outside and we'll have a bit of a chat. That was Tribe XR Virtual DJ. And what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Even if you're from the Tribe community, let me know what you think of this review or walkthrough. I'd love to hear from you as well. Overall, it was a very, very positive experience, and I can't think of a better way, well, besides going somewhere physically with a physical person who knows how to mix with the decks, etc. I can't think of a better way to actually learn this craft. Hands down, I've watched a lot of YouTubes while jumping on board with Tribe's app, and I have to say that there is still a big dislocation. There's some great YouTube videos out there
teaching you how to DJ, but there's still a big dislocation between what they're showing you to actually doing the craft itself. Whereas in this particular application, the lessons are in front of you on a virtual deck. That feels pretty real, to be honest. You've got the virtual hands, and they kind of lead you through the process, and you can practice. It's like saying, I want to learn how to drive by watching videos. You can't. You get so far, you know the theory, but you got to put it into practice. You got to get the muscle memories. You got to move your hands. You got to remember where things are on the decks. Music selection, things like that, and you need to do actual physical practice with that. Okay, so overall, if you're wanting to learn to DJ, get it. It's phenomenal, okay? Insofar as what's on offer, forgetting about the cost of the app and subscription, just what's on offer globally on what they give you. It's there, okay? There's definitely room to grow. Okay, but what's now here is absolutely fantastic. You get a bunch of music packs, a bunch of environments, a bunch of skins for your decks. You get workshops, one-on-one lessons, I believe. You get video calling, live streaming, plugging into music streaming services that you may already subscribe to, as well as you can put your own music into the Quest headset and make your own tracks. You can also upload videos and GIFs to put the graphics behind you when you're spinning as well. There's a lot going on here. What I personally don't like is how they're juggling that value. So overall, it's fantastic. It would have been cool to take some of the value in the subscription model and push it to the paid app variation. Okay, it would have been cool that for the paid app variation have more music to play with. As a beginner, I didn't want to take that leap and go, oh man, I got to now find my library of music. You know, these days I use Tidal for music streaming. Back in the day, I had a lot of discs, and I've still got the digital copies of those discs. Okay, but then I got to convert them, and I got to move them to the Quest, and I got to start filtering through them. I didn't want that. Okay, I wanted to focus on the learning of the craft itself, and not move into the re-listening to my music tracks again and working out, you know, what was going to best mix with this and that. I felt like it was too much of a big step. Okay, so it would have been cool to have more of those music tracks that did come in the subscription model, just pushed into the paid version. Okay, it would have been cool to have just more environments. Okay. Big part about virtual reality is you go into this make-believe world, okay? It's dreamlike world, surreal world, and to just have the one room and one skin on the deck, it got visually boring after a while. I think about 5 hours into it, I was like, oh, I want more. So I subscribed, and then all of a sudden, I got the new skins, the new environments, more music packs, and I was like, that's why I wanted it as a base model, okay? I wanted a good 10, 15 hours plus of just jamming in the base model. That's what I wanted. Before thinking, do I want a live stream? Yes. Do I want to plug in auxiliary music streaming services? Yes. Do I want more one-on-one tutorials? Yes. Well, then I'm happy to then subscribe to that, okay? So it would have been cool to get more value into the base model, okay? Overall, though, I'm glad I've got it. I'm definitely going to be jamming on this, without a doubt. I want a live stream. Another part of my Tag Happy channel is to kind of start doing some music mixes. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and this is my road into it. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be through Tribe, but it is. So I was going to say big congratulations to the Tribe team. I will be sticking around. You might see me floating around your community, and I'll be getting some more uploads of some mixes, some music mixes, you know, mixed through Tribe up onto my channel, so keep an eye for that. I'm Tag Happy VR. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Below a link to some groovy Tag Happy merch. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough and review of Tribe XR. See you next time.